In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Yesterday we had stopped at verse number 91 in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2 of the Quran, the chapter of the cow. And this verse, amongst other verses before it and after it, are in a series of verses, a section that talks and debates with the people of the book, namely the children of Israel, the Israelites, the Jews, at the time of the Prophet Muhammad, who brought up various excuses as to why they are rejecting the Prophet Muhammad. Although the signs that he brought were very clear, and as I mentioned, that Allah could have just said to them, the signs are clear, you have to believe, and if you don't believe, this is your punishment, if you believe, this is your reward. And he could have ended the discussion at this point, but Allah brought forth every excuse that they made for rejecting the Prophet Muhammad, and discussed it very rationally so as to show that these excuses do not hold any strength to them. We read the last verse, number 91, that we discussed yesterday. It says, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ قَالُوا نُؤْمِنُ بِمَا أُنزِلَ عَلَيْنَا وَيَكْفُرُونَ بِمَا وَرَاءَهُ وَهُوَ الْحَقُّ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَهُمْ قُلْ فَلِمَ تَقْتُلُونَ أَنْبِيَاءَ اللَّهِ مِنْ قَبْلُ إِنْ كُنْتُمْ مُؤْمِنِينَ. And when they are told, believe in what God has revealed, they say, we believe in what God has revealed to us, but they deny what came after it, even though it is the truth confirming the message they already had. Say to them, if you are believers, why did you then kill God's prophets before? So this is one of the shubuhat, one of the excuses and the doubts that people of the book will bring against Islam. They say, we do not have to believe in the Prophet Muhammad because we already have a book and we have our own messenger and our own book. So why do you call us to believe in the Prophet Muhammad? So the answer to this is that Allah is the one who sets the rules in this life as to what human beings are supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do. Allah has made it clear in His books that whenever He sends a messenger, He sends the messenger for a reason. If the religion is preserved and everybody is following the religion, then there's no need to send a messenger. The fact that Allah has sent a messenger, this means that there's a problem. Either the people have lost the understanding of the religion and have deviated away from the original message, or the message is totally forgotten and lost, or the message has been distorted and changed. All these problems were happening at the time of the coming of the Prophet Muhammad. The messages before him have been manipulated with and mixed with so many human interventions that you could not tell what is from Allah and what is from humans anymore. The people who are following the message have invented another religion, a parallel religion that they are following, different from what their prophets have told them. All the prophets told them only to worship Allah, not to associate with Him. And some of these people, in the billions over the generations, have associated gods with Allah. Other prophets, they made them just like God or the Son of God. So people have deviated, and the messages have been changed. So that is why Allah sends the messenger. Allah doesn't send the messenger just to confuse the people, but to bring the people back to the straight path. And it is Allah who decides when it is time to send the messenger. What is the obligation upon humanity? Whenever a true messenger comes, they have to believe in that messenger. And this is what Allah has stated in the Quran in multiple places. Human beings are not allowed to select some messengers to believe in and reject others. We read in the Quran, in the end of Surah Al-Baqarah, the same chapter we're discussing, verse number 285, in which Allah says, آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله. We make no distinction between the messengers that Allah sent. You read as well in Surah Al-Baqarah, I believe verse number 136, in which Allah says, قولوا آمنا بالله وما أنزل إلينا وما أنزل إلى إبراهيم وإسماعيل وإسحاق ويعقوب والأسباط وما أوتي موسى وعيسى وما أوتي النبيون من ربهم لا نفرق بين أحد منهم ونحن له مسلمون. Allah is commanding the Muslims and everybody listening that you have to believe in all the messengers before as well. We as Muslims are not allowed to believe in Prophet Muhammad only and reject any of the previous messengers. قولوا آمنا بالله. You say that you believe in Allah. وما أنزل إلينا, and what was revealed to us as Muslims now through the Prophet Muhammad. وما أنزل إلى إبراهيم, whatever was revealed to Ibrahim. وإسماعيل, Ishmael. وإسحاق, Isaac. ويعقوب, Jacob. والأسباط mean the children of Israel, all the prophets that came through the children of Israel. وما أوتي موسى وعيسى, and what was given to Moses and to Jesus. وما أوتي النبيون, and whatever any prophet was given from Allah, a human being has to believe in. وما أوتي النبيون من ربهم لا نفرق بين أحد منهم. The same verse, similar wording is mentioned in chapter of Al Imran, chapter 3 of the Quran, verse number 84 as well. Quite similar to this one. We don't have to repeat it. You read also in chapter 4 of the Quran, between verses 150 and 152, in which Allah describes such people who want to select some messengers to believe in and others to reject. Allah says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَكْفُرُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَرُسُلِهِ وَيُرِيدُونَ أَن يُفَرِّقُوا بَيْنَ اللَّهِ وَرُسُلِهِ ويقولون نؤمن ببعض ونكفر ببعض ويريدون أن يتخذوا بين ذلك سبيلا أولئك هم الكافرون حقا وأعتدنا للكافرين عذابا مهينا. The meaning, إن الذين يكفرون بالله ورسله, those who reject Allah and His messengers. ويريدون أن يفرقوا بين الله ورسله, and they try to make a partition and a barrier between Allah and His messengers. Because if Allah gives enough proof to the messenger that he is from Allah, then if you reject that messenger, you're actually rejecting Allah directly. So people who reject a messenger, their problem is not with that messenger. Their problem is with Allah's commandments directly. That's why He says, وَيُرِيدُونَ أَن يُفَرِّقُوا بَيْنَ اللَّهِ وَرُسُلِهِ. They want to make a separation between Allah and His messengers. There's no separation. If a messenger is from Allah and there's enough proof to prove that he has brought evidence that can only come from Allah, then he is speaking in the name of Allah. He's speaking in the name of Allah. That is why we read in the Quran, every chapter in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. He's not speaking out of his own invention. He's not bringing something from his own. And that is why the verse even in 91, it says, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ. When they are told, believe in what God has revealed. It doesn't say when they are told to believe in what Muhammad brought. No. Because this is not the issue. If it's Muhammad or Ahmad or whatever, or Moses or Jesus, this is not the issue. Who brought it? It is who sent him. Your problem is with the sender himself, with Allah the Most High. If you start making that distinction and separation between Allah and any of His messengers. And that's why you read in the Quran, كذبت عاد المرسلين, كذبت قوم نوح المرسلين. The people of Noah, they disbelieved in all the messengers. Aad disbelieved in all the messengers. It's not that they only rejected their own prophet, but if they rejected their prophet, it's like rejecting all the messengers. وَيُرِيدُونَ أَن يُفَرِّقُوا بَيْنَ اللَّهِ وَرُسُلِهِ وَيَقُولُونَ نُؤْمِنُ بِبَعْضٍ وَنَكْفُرُ بِبَعْضٍ. And they say, the verse in chapter 4 of the Quran, verse number 150, and they say we will believe in some messengers and we will reject some messengers. وَيَقُولُونَ نُؤْمِنُ بِبَعْضٍ وَنَكْفُرُ بِبَعْضٍ وَيُرِيدُونَ أَن يَتَّخِذُوا بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ سَبِيلًا. And they want to make a blend of their own invention. We will select from this religion and maybe from that messenger what we like from that Moses, what we like from Christianity, what we like from Judaism, what we like from Islam. We'll make our own invention. وَيُرِيدُونَ أَن يَتَّخِذُوا بَيْنَ ذَلِكَ سَبِيلًا. Allah has responded to all this and says, أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ حَقًّا. Those are the real disbelievers. So, and that is, Allah says, حَقًّا. These are the kafiruna haqqa. You won't find this kind of expression anywhere else in the Quran. Al-kafiruna haqqa. That these are the true disbelievers. The definite disbelievers. Why is that? Because somebody might have some confusion about them. Oh, but they believe in that messenger. Or they believe in most of the messengers. Or they're practicing this, they're practicing that, what Allah has revealed. And you might think that this is enough. Allah, closed this door. He says, أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ حَقًّا. There is no, And finally, I will finish with one more verse that supports this meaning. We're only gone for 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes now. The verse is in Surah Al Imran, chapter 3 of the Quran. It's verse number 81, in which Allah says, وَإِذْ أَخَذَ اللَّهُ مِيثَاقَ النَّبِيِّينَ لَمَا آتَيْتُكُم مِّن كِتَابٍ وَحِكْمَةٍ ثُمَّ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مُصَدِّقٌ لِمَا مَعَكُمْ لَتُؤْمِنُنَّ بِهِ وَلَتَنصُرُنَّهُ قَالَ أَأَقْرَرْتُمْ وَأَخَذْتُمْ عَلَى ذَلِكُمْ إِصْرِي قَالُوا أَقْرَرْنَا قَالَ فَاشْهَدُوا وَأَنَا مَعَكُم مِّنَ الشَّاهِدِينَ فَمَن تَوَلَّى بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. The meaning is that Allah says, وَإِذْ أَخَذَ اللَّهُ, remember when Allah took the covenant from all the prophets, ميثاق النبيين لما آتيتكم من كتاب وحكمة, that based on the book and the wisdom and the teachings that I have given you. ثم جاءكم رسول مصدق لما معكم, whenever a messenger comes confirming what you have been given, what you have been taught, لتؤمنن به ولتنصرنه, you have to believe in him and you have to support him. So so Allah is telling us here that for every prophet he sent before, he has taken a covenant and a pledge on the prophet to teach his people that when the next prophet comes, then they have to believe in him. لما آتيتكم من كتاب وحكمة, in one recitation, لما آتيتكم من كتاب وحكمة, which means to show your gratitude for the teachings that Allah has given you, you have to continue to believe further prophets as they come if Allah chooses to send the prophet. You cannot object to that because it is He Allah who decides when to send the message, where to send him, and what teachings to give him. If people were to choose, Allah says, وَلَوْ اتَّبَعَ الْحَقُّ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ لَفَسَدَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. Allah does not follow people's desires. Allah says if Allah were to follow people's desires, لَفَسَدَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ, the heavens and earth would have gone corrupt. We'll stop here.
هل يعتبر البروز